Hello everybody. I hope you've had a good morning and I hope today is treating you well. We are in a slightly different location. I'm very tired and I wanted a comfy seat, so I'm in my bedroom recording off of my bed. I have the same blanket though down, so that should at least bring some familiarity, but because of how wide this camera is, you can also see my mic setup. It's on my bullet journal as well as my phone. It's a very weird angle, I understand that, but that's besides the point. This video for this evening is what stands out about you. This is probably going to be, I'm going to try and make it more physical feature based, but it might still be, like just personality traits that stand out about you. I'll try to get a good mix of both, though, focusing more on physical traits, however. But I don't make any promises. I'm not that good with physical traits, to be honest. Anyway, this is pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. And we'll get started with pile 1. Okay, so pile 1. This is your crystal, clear quartz. And we just have 3 cards pulled here. New Moon in Libra from the Moonology deck. Son of Cups from the Wild Unknown Tarot. And Justice from the Everyday Witch Tarot. So we have 2 very strong Libra cards here. And to me, Libra has always kind of been a type of romantic card, so it's funny that we have the Son of Cups here as well, which the cups typically do symbolize romance or a love of some kind. With the Son of Cups, it's more of a new love, especially, with the new moon in Libra here, it's kind of like this new romance. So in terms of personality, something that really stands out about you is how open you are to loving those around you, even if they don't necessarily deserve it. You're still very open to those loves and those connections that you have with people. You want to believe the best in people. You try to see the best in people. You just believe that there's a goodness in everybody, and you try to find that goodness and pull it out of people. People might like the shape of your nose. You might have a very distinctive nose. Or there could be something to do with your eyes. The Justice here is blindfolded, which, something that stands out right away. So there could be something, whether it's the glasses you wear, the color of your eyes, something to do with your eyes that stands out about you that people notice. Maybe your strength, whether it's physical or mental, people admire and notice your strength and how well you are at balancing things. People recognize that, if you're a waitress or a waiter, for example, people might just be noticing how good you are at serving their food without spilling anything. Or it could just be that, you have kind of this mediator type personality. You want to mediate things and you want to keep people calm and try and keep things balanced to make sure everyone's feeling satisfied with whatever results arrive from whatever situation. And that type of personality definitely stands out, and people notice that. People also like to take advantage of that. They know that you might tend to shoulder some of the blame, even if you don't deserve it, just to appease those around you. So it could stand out in the sense that people notice that and take advantage of that. Especially with this goodness in you, this ability to see the good in others and believe the best in people. I think there's a type of inner beauty as well that shines through that people see. It's really all I'm picking up. It's a very short reading, like 4 minutes. I apologize for that. I think I have a slightly longer video on what stands out about you or what's attractive about you. you're welcome to check out that video as well. I have a playlist of my tarot readings that you can look at. I'm on my period, so I'm cramping very bad and I'm very sleepy, so short reading. But if any of those things, resonated, please feel free to leave a like, subscribe, and comment. I'll be happy to hear if it resonated or not, and I try to respond to every comment I get. So I hope you all have a very lovely rest of your day, and I shall see you later. I love you very much. Okay, pile 2. As you can tell, the readings are fairly short. I hope that's okay. Yours will probably be short as well. Your crystal is the rose quartz. I'm pms-ing. It is hitting me very hard. I'm trying to make these as long as possible. Anyway, we've got the cardinal moon here. The card says, be bold and make the first move. We've got the 6 of swords. We've got the ace of wands. So a cardinal moon with the ace of wands. I wouldn't say those cards are similar, but they're definitely hinting towards the same thing. You are a very bold person. You don't like things to go unsaid. You don't like people not knowing how you truly feel about situations. You're not the kind of person to butter your words up or sugarcoat what you're saying to appease everybody. And that stands out a lot. Just how bold or brash you are at times. People definitely recognize that. It might not always be an attractive quality, but it's definitely just something that's noticeable. And I mean, lots of people would appreciate that in the right setting or in the right situation. I think there's something to do with your smile. People notice your smile very quickly and very, very often. Maybe even your jawline or the shape of your jaw or cheekbones, people might notice and be aware of or make compliments about. With the 6 of swords, to me it's almost like protection. You might be a very protective person. You might take care of those around you. People recognize that you like to take care of others. That is a good thing about you that stands out and is easy to notice. I think you're also probably quite creative. Maybe not in the way most people would think. Some of you might be creative in like a creative arts type way with painting or writing. But I think a lot of you are just very creative in your speaking and your communication abilities. And that stands out. It's rare that we find people who are good speakers. So when we do, and when you're a confident speaker and you're charismatic, that stands out. And people are like, wow, this person's really good at speaking. With that, another thing that might stand out is the sound of your voice. You might have a voice that people just think is very attractive or that people are very drawn to. I really am sensing something with your smile, though. There's something about the way you smirk or smile or laugh that people are like, wow, that's a very distinctive laugh, or that's a very beautiful smile, or whatever it might be. And again, you're very creative. People might actually know you for this creative ability, depending on what it is. If you are someone who's into creative arts, I think people hear of this creative art side of you before they hear about other sides of you. People talk about your photography or your painting or whatever it may be before they actually talk about you as a person. So you're very known for that, or it's something that people know of before they know who you are. Your legs might stand out perhaps. I'm not sensing it's like the first thing people notice, but it might be something that stands out about you. Or the way you move, the way you walk, that might be something that stands out about you. As well as your energy. I just think you have this sort of energy about you that people are very aware of or they recognize very easily. That's your reading. Not very long, as I warned. As you can tell from my energy, I'm very low. Very, very low. Ready for a nap. But any reading is better than no reading, in my opinion. And I hope you feel the same. Anyway, if this reading resonated, or you want to show your support, please leave a like, subscribe, comment. I like to read all comments, so I'll try to get back to you if you say anything, and I'll be happy to hear if it resonated at all. I hope you all have a super lovely rest of your evening, and I shall see you later. I love you very much. Okay, pile 3. I'm trying to crack my neck. The readings are quite short. I hope that's okay. I'm just very low in energy, so not doing super long ones. But anyway, this is your crystal, selenite. We've got full moon in Libra. A win-win outcome is forecast. We've got temperance. And we've got the Emperor. It's kind of funny. So temperance, I associate with Libra. I can't remember if that is a Libra card. I believe it should be. I was going to check it, but to me it represents Libra. It was very similar to this Libra energy. And the Emperor is Aries energy to me. It's very Aryan. I don't want to say that actually, but it's a very Aries energy. And full moon in Libra. The full moon in Libra only happens. We only see a Libra full moon in Aries season because of their opposites. So for the moon to be opposite of the sun, it would have to be during Aries season. So we have very strong opposite energy coming through here, but also, you know, the opposites being Libra and Aries. So I think you might be a very headstrong person. You're very confident in your opinions, but you also take into account what other people have to say. You know, you understand that growth comes because of the lessons that you've learned from others, and you don't discount the importance of the lessons that other people have taught you or other people have experienced. So I think this stands out about you, both the fact that you're headstrong and that you're very decisive, or you stick to your opinions quite well, and the fact that you're willing to listen to other people and that you take what they're saying into account before making a final decision if they have something they need to say about it. If somebody, you know, doesn't have any opinions about whatever's going on, then you're comfortable in going forward with what you already said because you feel like you've drawn enough from your past to go forward with it. But yeah, if other people are like, hey, maybe we should do this instead, you listen to their reasoning behind that. So people, you know, really admire this sort of leadership ability you have and this leader quality in you, especially when it comes to listening to them and understanding where they're coming from and what they're saying. I think your need to keep the peace as well at times, people recognize that as about you as well. They see that you like to keep the peace. People might also take advantage of that at times, but it definitely stands out about you at least. You might be good at baking as well, or some sort of chef skill there, some sort of cooking skill, and people recognize that. Not everyone might know about it, but those who have ate your food recognize that you're really good at cooking and might talk about how good you are at it to other people. I think there's something about your hips or your waist that's very distinctive that people notice right away. Maybe even your upper thighs, as well as there might be like a mark on your face or some sort of birthmark or a scar or something that people notice. Not necessarily in a bad way, but, you know, might not also be in a positive way, just in sort of like I've noticed that type way. So don't feel self-conscious about it. It's just that they notice it, and it's just a part of how they recognize you, right? Something that stands out about you. Your fingers too. I think there's something about your fingers that's very distinguishable. You might wear a lot of rings or have a very unique ring, and that stands out about you. Or you might paint your nails really fun colors, and that stands out. I think the biggest thing that's coming through is that you're good at leading. You know, like that's what's really coming through. What stands out about you is how good you are at leading people and how easy it is for people to fall under your leadership and to listen to what you have to say and to do as you say, because they know that you're doing what's best for everybody and they've taken everybody's opinions into account when you've made a decision. Anyway, that's your reading. I know it's short. I apologize. Hopefully I'll have some longer videos soon. Just been drained, but I hope you liked this one. I hope it resonated. If it did, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment. I try to address all comments, so please leave one because I love to answer it. Love to see if you're resonating with these at all. And yeah, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I shall see you all later. I love you very much. And then lastly, pile 4 with the green aventurine. We have got the mutable moon. Nothing yet is set in stone. The Hierophant. And the 8 of Cups. Sorry, I had to count. There we go. So I think you are quite indecisive, quite the contrast to the last card or the last pile that we just did. You're very indecisive. I think you rely very much on other people's opinions and what other people have to say, and you follow what other people say. You follow their leadership or their guidance instead of your own, which can lead to being quite disappointed or hurt at times when people aren't validating how you feel, or when you've made the wrong mistake, or when you do something that goes against who you are. But this sort of follower quality is something that people notice a lot. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, to follow what other people say. You know, it's good not to cause problems and not to stir up any conflict, right? And that's good on you. Just know that it is also good to be a little bit more decisive, because this indecision is something people notice, and they know that, you know, you could be easy to manipulate at times, or that it's easy to change your mind in a certain way. However, you know, with the Hierophant here, I do think that you know when to put your foot down. At least most of the time, you know when to follow your own guidance, hopefully. And you just don't want to believe the wrong thing. So you're open to hearing what other people say in case you are being misguided in some way. That way you're going about it in the most educated way possible. You're going about a situation having the most education you can from other people. I think your arms might be very noticeable for whatever reason. People might notice your arms might stand out in some way. As well as your hair. I think you have very noticeable hair, whether it's very curly, very straight, very colorful, whatever it is, the way you style it perhaps, people just notice it very, very easily, and they recognize you by your hair perhaps. Especially with this mutable moon here, you know, kind of nothing yet is set in stone, and changing our ways and doing something differently. You know, I think it is very possible that you would have colored hair, or at least you like to change your appearance a lot in some way, and this sort of, you know, changing of who you are, changing the recognizable qualities about you, that stands out a lot. You might also have a bit of a temper perhaps. People notice this temper, it stands out a little bit. I'm getting too that, like, your laugh, or maybe even your teeth, like we have sharp ridges here, you know, so it's almost like your teeth are very, very noticeable, or you have like a sharp laugh, you know, a kind of almost like a painful laugh. Not like painful for others, but more like you're laughing from pain, you know, like you've been hurt and it's just hard for you to laugh at times, and people notice that. They think you have this deep, deep sadness that you don't talk about. And maybe people might not try to open that up, they just recognize it and see that about you, and hope that you have somebody you can rely on for support or turn to. Your legs might be also noticeable, so arms and legs is what I was getting there. That's what I'm getting for what stands out about you most. Sorry it was short, all the readings were. I'm very drained. Hopefully, as my period ends and I get into a better routine and schedule, I should be doing longer readings again and doing more consistent ones, but fingers crossed. I hope you all have a lovely day. If this reading resonated, please leave a like or subscribe, leave a comment. I like hearing all and any feedback, and I try to respond to everything, so don't be afraid to say whatever's on your mind. I like feedback. And Anyway, I hope you have an awesome day, and I shall see you later. I love you very much.